Hey guys, welcome to Hermit Fabrication. I've had about a year off, haven't seen any videos from me, but getting back into it now. A couple of weeks ago, both the TIG and MIG welder had issues in the same week, and been looking at laser welders basically since they came out, and I've took that as a sign that it's time to bite the bullet and try out the new technology. There's a certain brand that you see promoted, heaps of YouTubers, they must have paid a lot of money to promote their welder. Look into the specs and it was actually a little bit underwhelming. So I went straight to a Chinese manufacturer, Scott or Laser, through AliExpress, and this is a 2000 watt unit. They also do a 1500 watt unit. Not sponsored by them at all, I paid for this, my own money. Looked around. One of the big reasons I went with this unit is it was actually already in Australia, so shipped from New South Wales. So that means all the import fees and tariffs and customs and that was all sorted. So that was a big win. Came within the week, and yeah, the lady I dealt with, Jenna, she was really helpful. Any questions I had, she answered them. A lot of the other sellers I spoke to, you'd ask them questions and they'd say, oh, we'll get back to you. They'd speak to the manufacturer and whatnot. Whereas, yeah, Jenna just sort of answered them pretty quickly. Sent me a bunch of videos. So it's a 3-in-1 unit. So it does the laser cleaning, welding and cutting. I'm really keen to see the cleaning in action on the Datsun Rusty chassis. So yeah, just a quick introduction video to this basically new series, I guess, on laser welders. I'm an experienced MIG and TIG welder, but I'm sure it's going to be a big learning curve, completely different technology. We'll guess take it as it comes. Generally, I hate unboxing videos, find them quite boring. I'm really unboxing this myself and filming it, so if there's any damage, I can go back to Scott and they can see it. But see a crate, pretty sturdy. Came with no damage at all. So let's get it open and see what it's like inside. So that was just what's under the foam. I think I'll look at undoing the bottom of the box, lifting the box off rather than trying to lift that out. But I won't bore you with watching, so let's just get it apart. So box came apart pretty easily. Looks in perfect condition. It's actually bolted to the base, so yeah, there's no way I was lifted it up from the top. So it's obviously the way you're supposed to do it. Guessing that's my laser tips, welding wire actually. Got gloves and other bits and pieces in there. But yeah, I'll get it all completely unbolted, unwrapped, bits apart, and we'll see what we got. And there we have the welder and the wire feeder unboxed. Pretty happy with the quality, just looking at it. You know, the English is pretty good. There was a few spelling mistakes on some of the warning labels, but yeah, nothing major. It's got a pretty crazy address. Not even gonna try to say that. But yeah, sort of what you sort of expect sometimes with these Chinese machines. I did get upgraded to the Super 28T welding head. Supposedly it's got some upgraded internals and it's a slightly smaller form factor. I'll put the specs up on the screen now for the max penetration, welding, cutting and the cleaning width, etc. But yeah, she's a water cooled torch, so I've got to get me some distilled water. They did tell me beforehand I need to get my own plug fit by a qualified electrician, so that's no drama. This is the cable for the wire feeder. You've got a water level gauge, little regulator for your gas. You can actually use just straight compressed air when you're cleaning, which is good. It's got a safety earth clamp. It's not actually an earth clamp in your normal welding sense. It's just sort of telling the system that you are connected to the workpiece. The power cable is about 3 meters long, and the optic fiber cable, they tell me is 10 meters long. I haven't opened it fully yet, so take that with a grain of salt. Comes with a 150 millimeter focal length lens and an 800 millimeter lens, which I'll get into a bit more later. A bunch of consumables. One thing I wasn't happy with is the supplied welding glasses. They told me they're OD6 plus rated, but there's no markings saying what wavelength, what rating they are, so I don't trust them. I've only got one set of eyes, so I think I'll get some name brand glasses and actually a welding hood, just to be on the safe side. The wire feeder came pre-wired with a 10 amp Australian plug. It's got the consumables and rollers for 6 different wire diameters. I can run it in single wire or dual wire mode, and a set of wheels I got to fit. The only issue I had with damage was this rear handle was broken. Not really an issue at all. Once those wheels are on, I'll just pull it from the front handle. I did mention it to Jenna. I didn't ask for a new handle. I just sort of let her know, and she straight away said she'll send a new one out. So that's a good sign for customer support after sale. But yeah, until I get welding glasses and that I trust, and the power connected, that's about all I can tell you. This is my future welding room. Not ideal for laser at the moment with the reflective aluminium insulation. So I plan to line it with cement fibre board and have a wall with a large door at the front here. I have an interlock connected, so if the door is opened, the welder shuts off. I've got a little 5-year-old running around, so I don't want to blind him or anyone else for that matter. But yeah, looking forward to doing some welding, cleaning all the rust off this chassis, and trying out the cutting and everything else. So make sure you subscribe so you can see the future videos. Until then, I'll see you later.